Hey everyone, Philip here. I just wanted to update you on some things that we have just not done a great job of updating you with. The progress of Trinity and GCC worshiping together and the potential future that we've been talking about. Many of you know already that we have begun formal conversations. Our leadership, our elders and staff have met with their leadership, their elders and deacons and staff, to talk about what would it look like, what are the possibilities of us combining our two efforts for the kingdom into one single church. And as we've had some really long and challenging, but also very promising and optimistic conversations, we've come to the realization that at this point, we need to start putting together a plan, a blueprint, kind of really getting down to the nuts and bolts level of what would things look like moving forward. Because the next step in our process is really forming some specific ideas and some specific plans to present to the two individual churches. And that's exactly what will happen. As we navigate this conversation, we will come up with a proposal that we will then make available to everyone. We will have a family meeting to discuss and answer questions and pray and look at things together. We will then have some time to individually and as families, as people, pray about this. And then we'll come back together to potentially vote on whether or not this is a path that we as a church feel is God's leading. There are a whole host of questions that we don't yet have answers to. Everything from as simple as, what will the name be and who will the pastor be, to what kind of music we're doing, what ministries we have, what our bylaws and constitution will look like from that point forward, our governance structure, what will we do with the property. There's just a lot of details to work through, and we want you to know that we're working through those details. We have asked a lot of opinions of small group leaders and people in small group. We've asked opinions of many people in the church that are leading ministries and have engaged at a high level. Those of you who make the church work, essentially. And so we just wanted to update everybody as to the progress. So the progress is we're having really good conversations. We don't yet have all of the answers we need to put a proposal to the church. We're reading a book called Better Together. Many of our team have read it. Many of the Trinity leadership staff team has read through the book, and it's an incredibly great resource that's letting us know the ins and outs, the potholes, the potential landmines, all of the difficult conversations that are to come. But even if we move forward, and even if both churches vote and decide to align and to become one church, one kingdom effort, there will still be a long road ahead of us. While it'll be easy for GCC to look at this as a massive win, a massive addition of a permanent home, resources and facilities, and a deepening of our intergenerational family, this will be a very potentially difficult decision. Well, it's not potentially, it is a very difficult decision for the Trinity folks. This has been a long history of ministry, and it cannot be understated how important it is that we walk beside them in this journey, that we understand the pace of things and where they're at emotionally with all of this. Some folks have been at Trinity for 61 years. This church has been around since 1945. It's important that we lovingly and patiently walk through these steps to make sure, one, that we're on pace with the Lord, and two, that we're lovingly joining our people together as one body of faith. And that's going to take some time. It's going to take some patience. So continue to pray with us. Continue to keep your ears open. Continue to let us know some feedback on how you feel like things are going in our joint worship services together. I've been very encouraged by so many of you have been excited about what's happening, and I'm grateful for your patience and for your support and your trust as we steward this church together. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, philip@gracecollective.org. I would love to get your feedback. I'd love to hear some questions that you might have. And if we're able to answer, we will answer those questions. We don't want anyone to feel like we're keeping things behind closed doors. We want to make sure that when we have an opportunity to give you information, that we haven't failed to answer a question beforehand. So we love you, and we're so grateful for you. I'm personally honored and privileged to serve you. And I hope if there's anything I can do I hope you know that you can always come to us. There's one more thing I'd like to tell you. As we walk down this path together, it's very apparent, and I know this is going to sound super churchy and super spiritual, but it's very apparent that the enemy is not happy with what's happening. There is some serious spiritual warfare going on. Circumstantially, staff has been under a lot of attack, from everything from physical illness to family dynamics. Our church has been under attack from similar things like health, family turmoil, emotional difficulty, all these seemingly coincidental things, I believe, are a direct result of the enemy being unhappy that we're following the Lord in some difficult waters. And so please be on your knees in prayer against the enemy. Pray that we will follow faithfully, that we will steward these decisions well. And pray for Trinity as well. They are facing spiritual warfare just as much as we are. It takes a lot of humility to come to these tables and have these conversations. And the enemy is not happy when the church actually acts like the church is supposed to act. So I love you, and I hope to see you this Sunday. Don't forget, Covered Dish this Sunday. If you go to 9:30 service, please listen to me. Please come back. Go to 9:30 service. Go get some brunch. Go get your whatever you're going to bring, and come back at 12 o'clock for the Covered Dish dinner. This is a great opportunity for our two families of faith to sit down at the table together and get to know each other. Don't just sit with the people you know. Get to know some folks. Take this opportunity to see what God might be leading us in together as one family of faith, sitting down at the table, enjoying conversation, enjoying getting to know each other. We'll see you this Sunday at 9:30 and 11 o'clock as we continue the It's a Guy Thing series and Covered Dish dinner after the 11 o'clock service. I love you, and I'll see you Sunday.